Marlon Humphrey's patience with the Ravens' defense has run out. The veteran of the secondary can no longer stand seeing the team falter in crucial moments, and he made sure to show his frustration. In a sport where defense has always been one of Baltimore's biggest prides, Humphrey is demanding more from himself and his teammates. The question is, what is going on with the Ravens? What needs to change for the defense to return to being the monster that always commanded respect from opponents? Stick with me until the end of the video, because I'm going to tell you everything Humphrey thinks about the situation and what he believes can be done to turn things around. Go Ravens! Marlon Humphrey is disappointed with the Ravens' defense. He feels the team is losing the solidity that has always marked their defense since he joined the league. For him, there was a time when the Ravens' defense had a reputation, a standard that inspired respect. Today, he sees the unit allowing opponents to make an impact in key moments, something that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. This situation leaves Humphrey frustrated because he knows the team has the potential to be much more solid. During the game against the Bengals, it became clear how much the defense needs to improve. With every play that Chase advanced, Humphrey saw that something was missing in the positioning and reactions of the players. He commented that the group seems far from being able to contain explosive opponents like Chase, who took advantage of any space given. Humphrey feels frustrated witnessing a defense that doesn't command the same respect it did when he was younger on the team. Seeing this happen right before his eyes in such an important game only heightened. What bothers Humphrey most is the sense that these problems keep repeating. For him, the Ravens of today are far from the standard that used to inspire confidence both on and off the field. However, this leads Humphrey to reflect on what he can do to help the defense regain its strength. He feels a personal responsibility to lead this change and raise the defense's level. Marlon Humphrey didn't hide his frustration with Ja'Marr Chase's performance in the game against the Bengals. For him, it was clear that the Ravens' defense simply couldn't deal with Chase's explosiveness as he shredded the coverage on multiple plays. Humphrey acknowledges Chase's talent, but knows that the team should have done a better job containing. He saw the wide receivers stand out on every play, taking advantage of any space given by the defense, which only increased Humphrey's frustration. Humphrey pointed out that the problem isn't just in the routes Chase runs, but especially in the moment he receives the ball. The defender knows that once Chase has the ball in his hands, the defensive job becomes even harder since he's extremely difficult to stop after the reception. The feeling of helplessness took over Humphrey, who was part of a much more imposing defense that was capable of stopping players of this caliber. Now, he finds himself in a situation where his defense can't keep up with these great talents. This situation isn't just an ego blow for Humphrey, but also a warning to the team. He feels that the Ravens need to return to the level of excellence they've always had on defense, especially against players like Chase. What frustrates Humphrey most is that, despite all his experience, he couldn't stop Chase from doing whatever he wanted on the field. And what do you think about Chase's performance against the Ravens? Do you believe the defense can improve, or is it in need of more adjustments? Leave your opinion in the comments, and let's discuss what can be done to contain players of this level. Humphrey knows that for the team to be competitive at a high level, the defense needs to be a true fortress, capable of stopping players like Chase. The way to do that involves a collective effort and an even greater focus on training team cohesion. Marlon Humphrey has expressed growing concern about the current state of the Ravens' defense, especially in the pass defense department. To him, the Ravens' defense, once known for its strength and resilience, is now showing signs of fragility. Even with the experience and leadership role he holds, Humphrey sees a defensive line that has not been able to assert itself in key moments, putting the team's success at risk. He knows something needs to change and quickly for the defense to get back to the level it once had. Humphrey feels that over the years, the Ravens' defense has lost some of its prestige. When he entered the league, the team was synonymous with an impenetrable defense capable of neutralizing any opponent. But now, he sees that this isn't happening as frequent. What used to be an unbeatable strength has turned into a defense that allows easy plays and has been surpassed on several occasions, which has left him particularly frustrated. This feeling of helplessness bothers him, as he finds himself in a situation he can't fix alone. Humphrey is also bothered by the lack of collective leadership within the defense. He knows that the team has gone through difficult moments in the past and always managed to bounce back, but now it seems there is a lack of the same mental strength to face adversity. For him, This issue isn't just about execution. It's about the group's mentality, which needs to be stronger and more cohesive. He knows that if the Ravens want to get back to the top, the defense needs to find the consistency and confidence it once had. Well, we've passed the halfway point of our video, but before we continue, I noticed you haven't liked the video yet. That's really important so YouTube continues to recommend my content to you, and that way I can keep bringing it to you. So go ahead and hit that like button. It's free. Thanks. Now let's continue. Marlon Humphrey made it clear that he feels immense pressure to restore the Ravens' defensive standard of excellence. He knows that relying only on the team's talent isn't enough. They need to recover the mentality of defensive superiority that has always been the team's trademark. Humphrey said that when he first joined the league, he always looked up to the veterans and was inspired by the Ravens' relentless defense. Now, as a veteran himself, he feels the responsibility to set an example for the younger players and help the team regain that spirit. Humphrey acknowledges that things are not as good as they once were, and that this needs to change quickly. He's aware that opponents know the Ravens' defense is in an unstable moment, and that only increases the pressure on them. But at the same time, he understands that the only way to overcome this is with hard work, trust, and constant communication among the players. For him, the Ravens need to quickly find their way back to defensive consistency. Otherwise, it will be difficult to reach the season's most ambitious goals. He also pointed out that even though the team is getting wins, that's not enough to satisfy him. Humphrey believes the defense needs an extra push to ensure the Ravens stay competitive in the coming weeks and enter the playoffs ready. The true mission is to return to being that impenetrable defense that left its mark on the league for so many years. Marlon Humphrey has also made it clear that he feels a great personal responsibility to improve the defense's performance. For him, it's not just about the mistakes made by other players, but about what he can do as the leader of the secondary to turn things. He knows that, as one of the pillars of the Ravens' defense, his performance has a direct impact on the team's success. That's why Humphrey constantly pushes himself to be better and to inspire others to follow his example. Humphrey spoke about the importance of focusing on the details, whether in his own plays or helping his teammates understand where they can improve. He also recognizes that football is a team game, and defensive failures don't happen for a single reason, but because of a series of interconnected factors. However, he sees himself in a leadership position, and as such, knows he must take his part in the responsibility of getting the team back to the top. However, Humphrey is fully aware that the changes won't happen overnight. He knows that it will take a lot of hard work, patience, and dedication to restore the Ravens' defensive excellence. This will require commitment from all players, and especially from himself. Humphrey believes that with the right mindset, it's possible to regain the defensive standard that has always been the team's hallmark. So, what do you think, fan? Does Marlon Humphrey have a point in getting frustrated with the Ravens' defense? Do you think he can be the key to recovering this unit? Leave your opinion in the comments, because your perspective is important to our discussion. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any details of the season. Let's continue following this journey together to see if the Ravens' defense can return to being the monster it always was. Until the next video,